Hey gang, today we're going to be talking about a replica prop inspired by the movie Kingsman, The Secret Service, and also its sequel, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, which is due out in September. I'll give you one guess what we're going to be talking about today. Alright, let's get right into it.
Kingsman, The Secret Service, is about an independent spy organization that secretly protects the world. They recruit an unrefined but promising street kid into the agency's ultra-competitive training program, just as a global threat emerges from a twisted tech villain. What people may not know is Kingsman was based off a 2012 comic book titled The Secret Service by Mark Millar. But today, we're going to be talking about the Kingsman Standard Issue sidearm. After a fair bit of research, I've determined that the sidearm is actually a Tokarev TT30 or a TT33. The difference between the two models visually is very minimal, the main being a backstrap piece that's present on the 30 but not on the 33. The TT30 is a Russian pistol developed by Fyodor Tokarev in the 1930s as a standard issue sidearm for the Soviet military. The TT30 replaced the M1895 revolver. It's a 7.62 single-action semi-automatic with an 8-round magazine. Each Kingsman agent carries at least one of these pistols. Here we have Harry showing off his and reloading. We have Roxy aiming down her sights. We have Eggsy here pointing his. Lancelot showing off a silenced version, and Merlin carrying his. Here we have Arthur surrendering his, and in a bonus shot that was cut from the original film, a CGI Michael Caine playing a very young Arthur.
Alright, here we have our custom Kingsman pistol build. This build was done with a WeTech TT33 all-metal airsoft pistol, and actually it still functions. Let's talk about some of the modifications here. Alright, let's start at the front. This sight here was kind of squared off, kind of like a blade. I rounded it down, filed it down to give it more of a rounded appearance. Same thing goes with the rear sights here. These rear sights were trimmed down and then re-notched. The hammer in the back was spurred off, kind of above the frame here. I just cut it down, filed it down, so it's flush with the frame. On the slide lock here, or slide release, if we turn it over and you look at some of the other pictures from earlier in the video, we had a retaining clip and a post. That clip was removed, the post was removed, and I filled and sanded in that spot, so you can't even really tell it was even there. Coming down to the grips, these checkered grips are not available on the market. These were custom made for the film, so I obviously had to custom make mine. They turned out pretty well, pretty happy with them. The trigger here has been shaved down to accommodate for a second trigger. This is a AK-47 airsoft trigger. It's completely static just because there's not a whole lot of room in here to have the mechanism. This frame here has been reprofiled a little bit to accommodate for probably the most obvious piece added to this pistol, and that is a 20 gauge underbarrel shotgun underbarrel. So the diameter is 20. I tried 12. 12 gauge was just too big. It looked kind of funky, so I stuck with the 20 gauge. But other than that, that is it. There's a couple pieces, some lanyard points like down here and on the magazine that were removed, but other than that, that is the finished piece. The finish is more of a gunmetal on my build. I'm probably going to do more of a darker finish when I finally get done molding and casting these. Now, as for a name, the Kingsman pistol really isn't given a name in the movie, but how all of their agents are named after King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table, I thought that would be a perfect name for this particular pistol. I could say Excalibur, but Excalibur, people seem to think that, hey, that's probably a long rifle. So I did a bit of research, and King Arthur carried a Carn Winnan. It was a dagger. So I decided to name my pistol the Carn-Winnin 9mm. So, there you have it. Alright gang, that wraps up our video on the Carn-Winnin 9mm build for Kingsman. If you have any questions about building your own Carn-Winnin or finishing one, I'd be happy to answer any and all those questions if you leave them in the comment section. Now if you like prop videos, prop replicas, and builds, stay tuned for the next video. It's definitely going to be a Kingsman build, okay? If you want any more information or see some of my other builds, you can follow me on Instagram at SundownerFX. Alright gang, thanks a lot for joining me.